All right, we're continuing on with 8.3, and this is part 2 of the video series. The question says, find the mean salary for the small company are as follows. And it gives me a frequency table where it says that 2 employees made $25,000, 5 employees made $30,000, 4 employees made $42,000, and 1 employee made $256,000. Okay, so if I have to find the mean of this, remember, I have to use this formula. X bar equals the sum of all x values all over the total number of x values. In this case, I have multiples. So what I'm going to do is when I do sum of x, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to take 2 times 25,000 because 2 of them made that, plus I'm going to do 5 times the 30,000 plus 4 people made 42,000 plus, and I'm going to continue this down here, so I'm just going to put continued. 1 person made 256,000. And I'm going to divide this by n. Now, n is the total frequency. So total frequency I can find by adding up all these values. So 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 1. 2 and 5 is 7, 4 and 1 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay, so I'm going to divide all this by 12. All right, so let's calculate this out. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 times 2,500, or 1,000, excuse me. And when I do that, I get 50,000 plus 5 times 30,000. And when I do that, I get 150,000 plus 4 times 42,000. And that equals 168,000 plus 1 times 256,000 is 256,000. Okay, and again, I'm dividing this by 12. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that all up. So 50,000 plus 150,000 plus 168,000 plus 256,000. And when I do that, I get 624,000. And again, I'm just checking to make sure that I entered all these values in right, because whenever you're dealing with a lot of zeros, it's really easy to make a mistake. Okay, so I double check that. Now I'm going to divide that value by 12, and when I do that, I get $52,000. So that's the average salary based off of that frequency distribution. Is the mean the typical salary? The answer is no, it's not. And the reason why is because if you have an outlier, and let me fix that. If you have an outlier, it will either increase or decrease the mean. So let me show you what I mean. No pun intended. If we look at this value here, all the values are pretty close together. 25,000, 30,000, 42,000, right? But 256,000, it is a big number compared to the rest of those. So that is pulling up the average. It's pulling up the average to 52,000. So what would be a more accurate representative of this typical salary? Well, we'd want to do the most frequent. I'm trying to get the pen up here. So the most frequent salary in this case is 30,000. Because 5 people in the company made that. And by the way, the most frequent means the mode. So we'll learn about that in a bit, but the mode would probably be a much more accurate data value for this particular example. Okay, so let's move on. So we did some examples with mode. Now let's move on to the next central tendency, which is the median. The median of a set of data is a value in the middle when the data is in order. Now, before I do these problems, there is a way to find this, and this is going to be handy when you have huge data items. Okay, so you're going to have to figure out if the data is either odd or even. And before you do that, you have to sort the data smallest to largest. Okay? If the number of data values n is odd, then the median is the absolute middlemost data value. We can find that by taking n divided by 2 and rounding up to the next whole number. Okay? That will tell you the spot where the median is. If the number of data values is even, then there is no middle value, so we have to find the mean of the two middle values. So you're going to do n minus 2, and to find the second position, I'm going to do n divided by 2 plus 1. I'm going to add those two values in those positions, and then I'm going to divide them by 2, because again, you're finding the mean of those middlemost two. So now let's go practice this. So where is the middle? All right, so we're finding the median. So n equals, with this first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are in order from smallest to largest. So if you do n divided by 2 or 5 divided by 2, I get 2.5, round up. So the third number in its position will be the mean. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3. So 5 is the middlemost number, or the median. Okay? Let's check this out. Are these in order? And the answer is no. So let's place them in order. So 1, 3, 5, 8, and 12. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have 5 values. So I do n divided by 2, or 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5, round up to 3. Okay, so the third position is where I'm going to look. So 1, 2, 3. The answer is 5 again. Okay, so median equals 5. All right, so I just want to be clear, that's the answer for the first one and the second one. So where is the middle? First of all, are these in order? And the answer is yes. 1, 3, 5, 8, 12, and 15. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n equals 6 this time. So if I take n divided by 2, I'm going to get 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So the third position I'm going to look at, but since it's even, I need the fourth position as well. So you find the first one and take the next one if it's an even number of data values. So let's find those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those two values are 5 and 8. So what I'm going to do is add those up. 5 plus 8 is 13. And I'm going to divide that by 2 because I'm finding the mean of those two values. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So that is your answer for the median. All right. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to pick up on these next questions for part 3 of this section. So this will be 8.3 part 3. Thank you for watching part 2.